Well, hey there. Welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So today it's time for another Christmas movie. The specific film I'm reviewing is called The Noel Diary. This romantic drama is now available exclusively on the Netflix channel. It's rated TV 14 and is an hour and 39 minutes. My movie review mom grade is a B. Let me explain why. I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and recommendations even for films that are sort of similar that I think you'll also really like. Ready to dive in? Let's go. So in a nutshell, this feel-good holiday rom-com is based on the book by Richard Paul Evans, fantastic author who wrote the Wednesday Letters and the Christmas Jars, which is his first big, huge hit. The film is directed by Charles Shire, who co-wrote it with David Golden. So there were plenty of things I really liked about this movie. For example, Justin Hartley makes for the perfect rich bachelor in movies, don't you think? He also worked as the executive producer of this movie, so good for him. Barrett Doss is absolutely lovely and has a gorgeous singing voice. What a delightful surprise. I'd never seen her or heard her in anything else before. Beautiful and unexpected musical number between the two of them. I need to learn how to play the piano. My parents forced me to take lessons when I was a little girl, but I wanted to be out dancing instead. So I quit after just about a year or so. I wish I understood the power of music back then. And it's really fun to see two people just spontaneously sit down at the piano and the other one stand up and start singing to accompany, the whole musical moment. It was just such a really nice surprise. There's an interesting mystery to solve in this movie, which I thought was actually really fun. The tree in the picture was such a tenderly sweet detail. Now, no spoilers, but that was a moment where I went, So that, with all of that praise, there were a few things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done better. For example, there's some weird, choppy editing moments that pulled me away from the story and made me remember, oh yeah, I'm watching a movie. Movies like this set up unrealistic expectations in many ways, and really I could say that pretty much about all rom-coms. For example, what hotel rooms come with fireplaces or trays of candles? None that I've ever been in. Maybe one with a fireplace, but in these types of romantic movies, just expensive things that would only happen if you could pay for all of this stuff are just magically, happen so that these people can kind of feel romantic and get in the mood. The friendship between the two characters feels a little benign for the majority of the movie. Then suddenly the romance takes over hard and fast without a whole lot of foundation, while one of the characters actually remains engaged to someone else. And I was like, wait, what? What? Ultimately, the movie is very cheesy and very predictable. There are also some ineffective green screen moments that also pull you out from the movie. Let me give you some tips for parents in case you want to, cuddle up with your family and watch a family-friendly movie. It is, I think, pretty family-friendly. Not everyone will enjoy it as much as others, but there are unmarried people who sleep together. A young woman gets knocked up, and there's talk about abortion or giving the baby away, that kind of stuff. And infidelity is just something that happens. So some of the themes that are illustrated well in the movie are mending broken fences, dysfunctional families, hoarders, letting people into your life, loss of loved ones, healing, adoption, lost souls, filling the empty gap in our lives, and cheating. All right, so I didn't write down any funny lines because it really is kind of a serious drama, not so much a romantic comedy. There are a few moments that made me kind of snicker on the inside, but definitely not much of the comedy here. However, I wrote down a lot of interesting lines, and you can see my full review, my written review, at moviereviewmom.com. So I'll just share a few of these interesting lines with you. One is something said by Robert Frost. that's quoted by one of the characters in this movie, and that is, the best way out is always through. That even no matter how bad and difficult the time is that you're going through, time will pass. This will pass. You can get through it. And then Justin Hartley's character is talking to Barrett Doss, and he says to her, "Why is it a long shot?" And she kind of looks and says, "Isn't everything?" So they're both kind of feeling a little bummed out about certain things. And then later, Jacob Turner, who's played by Justin Hartley, says, "I guess the universe really does reward the brave." And that's one of the big themes of the movie, is having courage to do hard things. And I really liked that. There's some other really good lines that I liked. But let me tell you about some of the movies that I instantly thought of as I was watching this that I highly recommend you watch. The first one is Letters to Juliet. Back in 2010, this movie came out. And the reason I thought of it is because you're hearing words from somebody that wrote letters years ago, and you're kind of watching two movies. One is these people from long ago being enacted, and then the present day people who are trying to figure out the contents of these letters. Another one is called The Last Letter from Your Lover, which just came out last year. It also has that element of two stories telling a tale of two, different sets of people in time. There were several things I didn't like about that movie. I'm going to pull up my movie review from that film and queue it up so that you can watch it as soon as you finish watching this one, to see if that's something that you want to watch. And then another movie that I also reviewed in 2018 is called The Guernsey Literary and the Potato Peel Pie Society. And it's got some really cute elements in it, also with literature, writing, diaries, and that kind of thing. And again, looking at two different sets of people in time. Anyway, check those out. I hope if you watch this one that you do enjoy it. I always like rom-coms that have a mysterious, not crime to solve, but just a mystery to solve, just because that gives people something to do instead of just wander around wearing expensive clothes and falling in love. All right, have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for subscribing. Be sure and like this video if my explanation helped you make a decision as to whether or not you want to watch this movie. And run over to Instagram when you've got a minute, and you can visit me at Movie Review Mom and also at Trina Boice, where you can learn about my 31 books and the ones I'm currently working on, as well as learn about my daily podcast and my online courses. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful holiday season. Bye for now.